Welcome to Tea Time with Karen. Today we're going to talk about how to avoid ticks. And with the rise in Lyme disease, this is really important. The other thing too is there are other things that ticks cause. One of them is something that happened to me after being bit by a tick, is that now whenever I eat pork, I get really sick. So I have to be really careful eating out, especially breakfast where things are cooked on grills with bacon, because I get really ill, and that was from the tick bite. Anyway, so there are other things besides Lyme that are caused by ticks. So the big thing we want to do is avoid the ticks. So the first thing that people should know is that it's estimated that 3/4 of the tick bites are near homes, and they're not, from hiking in the woods or things like that. They're close to home. So the ticks live they like to live where it's cool underground. They don't do well in heat, and in like woody areas, grassy areas. They could live in a bunch of leaves. They more likely to live there. They don't die from the DET, so that's the most used pesticide, and it doesn't do anything to them, so that's not good. If you're walking in a trail, because we know they're coming from, dense, woody, grassy areas, if you walk on a trail hiking and you stay in the middle of the trail, then you're less likely to get exposed to them because you'll be, out of the way of the grassy areas. So the other thing is, the clothes. If you wear light colored clothes, that way, if they do get on you, you can see them better than if you're wearing dark colored clothes. Just anyway, in the summer, it's better to wear light anyway, because for the heat, black will absorb the heat. So that good. Then when you get home, if you're in an area then you think you've been exposed, take the clothes and put them in the dryer immediately. Ticks will survive in water, but they won't survive in heat. So if you put them in the clothes dryer, when you get home, if there are any ticks on the clothes, then those ticks will perish from being put in the heat right away. If you take your clothes off and put them in the pile, then the ticks may survive, and then you may have a problem later on. So just taking them, throwing them in the dryer will help. The other thing too is get home, inspect, especially under the arms, on the back of the knees, in places where they could be hidden, and then shower immediately. If you do find one, then you have to carefully remove it from the middle of the belly. You don't want to torque it or anything. You just want to pull straight up with even pressure. So some of the things you can do, citrus oils like lemon, oranges, lime, you can put that in a carrier oil like with almond, and then put that on your body. The eucalyptus plant is one that ticks don't like, so that's a good plant to have, and you may be able to get some essential oil with that as well. The other thing too, if you've read horror movies or anything, you heard about vampires not liking garlic. Well, ticks don't like garlic, so if you eat a lot of garlic or even garlic pills before you're going out hiking, that may be a good thing. Other people may not like that you smell like garlic, but the ticks definitely won't like it, so it may be worth it to have your friends a little annoyed about your smell to avoid the ticks. So garlic is something, high doses will keep those vampire ticks away. So that's a good thing to do. And sandals, like they will look for any skin. They will crawl. They're tiny, so they'll crawl up you. So if you have sandals and stuff, and you're out in woody areas, it's real easy for them to bite you. Putting your pants inside your socks will help. So there's, it's a longer way before they get to you. And putting wood chips around the house, because the wood chips, I think, tend to be dry. They don't like the dry. Like I said, they don't like the heat. if you spend a lot of time in the heat instead of under the cool, they don't do well. So they like the under 80 degrees humidity, and they do better. So if you spend a lot of time out in the sun, then you're less likely to be bit. So I think, yeah, covered everything. So that's it for Tea Time with Karen tonight, and I will see you tomorrow night.